Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everybody. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the creator and author of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. So if you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, then you're in exactly the right place. Now, speaking of being in exactly the right place, my Goalbusters guest today is Nina Froriep. Now, Nina is a featured LinkedIn content creator, producer, and visual storyteller. Nina helps business coaches, service-based entrepreneurs, and visual artists create digital content they love so they can grow their companies organically and elevate the conversations they're having in their own areas of expertise. Nina is a recovering film producer, documentary filmmaker, and art photographer. She loves spending time in nature, especially in her native Switzerland, with her owner, Tigger, an 11-pound dachshund mix who has her well trained. Nina, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And it says that you are in Switzerland. Whereabouts in Switzerland are you, Nina?
So, well, right now I'm in New York, which is where my home base is. But when I'm in Switzerland, I am in the Swiss Alps near St. Moritz, which is sort of known for hoity-toity ski location.
Ah, you see, I should have realized that because when you leaned over just now, it said New York behind you on your desk, and
There we
done.
go.
Oh
Done.
dear, that's me being very dense. So, okay, you're in New York, but
Not
you're
at all.
also from
I split my time. I'm one of those digital nomads with dog.
with dog. That's beautiful. Thank you. So, shall we do the questions, Nina?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so let's start the clock. And there it goes. Nina, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
So my ideal client is a lovely person, first and foremost. I work with service-based entrepreneurs because I find that they have the hardest time coming up with content on LinkedIn because they don't have anything innately visual, because their intellectual property is intellectual, right? So I work with service-based entrepreneurs. They're mostly boomers and Gen Xers. They are smallest business owners, so they're in the 100 to 750, 100,000 K category, because I teach them how to do their LinkedIn growth organically by themselves, or I train a virtual assistant if they have one, or an assistant. So I work with clients on organic growth on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. And you've segued nicely into the second question, which is what is the problem that you solve? Although I'm still focused on your answer to your first one, which is, first of all, they're lovely people. That's the best answer I've ever heard. So, but could you please tell us a little bit more about the problem that you solve?
So the problem that I solve is really, if you boil it down, it's visibility, right? So there's, a billion people on LinkedIn. How do I stand out? How do I organically, without paying silly money on advertising and on, so-called bro marketing tactics that don't work anyway because they're smarmy? How do I stand out? How do I get seen? And that is sort of the problem that I solve for them in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, is perfect for us today. So, okay, so what is then one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve that problem, Nina?
Well, yeah, there's so many of them, right? But I think if you really want to focus on one thing, and that is what my focus is in my company, is really hone in on commitment and consistency. And it's these two words that very often make people run for the hills, right? They're both scary words, but they don't have to be, right? So if you can first of all, make a commitment to a platform. Don't be on like a gazillion different platforms. That's the first thing, right? So I always say, if you do LinkedIn right and do LinkedIn all in. There is an in there anyway in LinkedIn. Um, and make that commitment to the platform. And by doing so, be consistent with it. It doesn't help you to post 5 times a week, 1 week, and then be silent for a couple of weeks and then come in and do another little sprint. The algorithm actually is set up such that it wants to learn, when are you coming out with your content? When can I rely on it showing up so I can then show it to more people? And that is how the algorithm actually works. So posting once a week consistently is a lot more valuable than posting five times here and 4 times a day there. Algorithm doesn't like you posting more than once in a 24-hour span either. So commitment and consistency, I think that would be sort of the two mindset pieces that you want to walk into LinkedIn with. And then I think, what you were talking about earlier is the authenticity, be yourself. It's way too energy. It costs you way too much energy to be someone else consistently. So be yourself.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. And what's the point? If the algorithm doesn't let you be yourself, then tell the algorithm what to do with itself. That's my
Yeah.
perspective.
Well, it's also, you want people, it's not like you don't want to be a bad date. Like, you're going on a dating site and somebody looks really fantastic. And then you show up for the first date and the person is like, 50 pounds heavier, and unkempt and 10 years older. You don't want that experience, right? You want to make sure that the person that people are meeting on LinkedIn under your profile is the person that will show up for a meeting, be it on Zoom or in real life.
Yeah, sorry about that. I told you I wouldn't do that again. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of what you do, let's dive into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. So, Nina, could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits? And we already know, don't post more than once a day on LinkedIn.
Right. So I think productivity for me all starts with clarity around what I'm doing, right? So I want to have a strategy. I don't want to be posting just for the sake of posting because everybody else is and somebody told me I should and somebody said that LinkedIn is. I think the best way and the most productive way to go about having a public persona on social media is to have that clarity, what you're doing, for whom you're doing, why you're doing it, and what it is that you're doing. So everybody is sort of on board with you about what it is, what is the problem that you're solving. Like the questions you ask me, right? Who's your ideal client? What problem do you solve? And if you have clarity on that, then you can go on LinkedIn and have clarity about what you're talking about and why and to whom.
Excellent. Thank you. And so that brings us to our final question, which we both agreed was going to be something that would be inspirational in the moment. So let's hope that that moment comes now, because I'm about to ask you, Nina, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please.
So that actually is the one question that should be the easiest and is stumping me the most. And I think my official answer to that is going to be, in true Nina fashion, that if were to go down that road, it would involve a bottle of wine and a lot of more time than the few seconds that we have left on this call, because I think your questions are really precise and they get to the jugular of it all. Anything that goes beyond that now becomes fluff. It's add-on. So
Well,
I
if I
refrain.
may, if I may fill a little bit of fluff, I just want to pick up on something you said about the algorithm and also
Yeah.
and being authentic,
Mm,
because there was a time when algorithm was something you heard at school and you never heard it again in your life, and now, and in the age of the internet, it's something we have to deal with every single day of our lives if we're marketing ourselves online.
yeah.
And but the reality is, the really important message is, never mind the algorithm, you still have to be authentic, because people will see through that, and if they see through it, they won't want to do business with you.
I couldn't agree more. And I think I always tell my clients the algorithm is a nice framework. But if you have something brilliant and you want to say it and you already posted that day, and yes, the algorithm doesn't like you posting a second time that a day, just do it. I mean, in the end, you need to do what is you, but know what the algorithm likes as a guiding principle.
Yes, absolutely. And on that note, that we have reached our limit on the questions, but I do have one more very important question, which I do know you know the answer to, which is how can people reach you? And part B of the question is there like a valuable free resource that they could get from you as well, please? And we will publish a link to that in great numbers with the transcript and on the video.
So the short answer is yes and yes. So the easiest way to get a hold of me is on LinkedIn, because I do as I preach. And thankfully, with a name like mine, I'm the only Nina Froriep on LinkedIn. So if you put that name in, there's one that pops up, and that'll be me. And the photo will look like me, not like a bad day, 20 years younger and 50 pounds lighter. And the free resource is something that we find is really helpful just to get people a sense of how we work and what we do, which is it's called the 5 Steps to a Perfect LinkedIn Post. And it's a little infographic that sort of breaks down what the 5 elements of a post are and what to pay attention to. So when you do go about writing your posts, you kind of have first and top of mind what to focus on.
Oh, fantastic. I am literally, after this call, going straight to that. I often say that, but people say, well, you often say that, but actually when I say it, I mean it, because I find that LinkedIn is an absolute, and it's a mystery to me that needs to be solved. I mean, I live in the part of the world where Agatha Christie was born, and she wrote mystery novels about whodunit, and I'm like, well, never mind whodunit, how do it on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go and grab your freebie with relish and enjoy it, as I have enjoyed our time today. Nina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
It was fun. Thank you, Nina, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate, and review it on your favorite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.